for facts and formulas. Say prayer is the only key that you need. Prayer is the only key that you need. Prayer is the only key that you need. That you need. That you need.
No. 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 Did I hear you say Eve stood between evil and the life of her husband? No. I don't know the Bible that well, but I know it enough to know that it was Eve who got Adam to eat the forbidden fruit.
Why, sure. The Bible. So one Sunday school. No. Eve prevented Satan from dealing directly with Adam. Have you wondered what would have happened to God's creation if Satan had dealt directly with Adam? Huh? And do you even know why God said it's not good for man to be alone?
But I thought it was for sex and companionship.
Oh, those are important. But the real reason is that man needed a prayer warrior to do spiritual battle for him.
Oh. Then let me tell you that your son is going to die. If your son is really in danger, as you say, then he's going to die. Because me, I don't pray. I am not religious.
Look at her. Me, I don't pray. I am not religious. Bele. Those of us who operate in the spiritual realms love people like you who don't believe. You make it so easy for us to operate.
And why are you not the one protecting him? You're his mother.
Yes, I am his mother, and I protected him until he got married. Now the locus and the responsibility are with you, the wife. I can support you, but I cannot take your place.
So what will happen if I don't pray?
Then he would have to pray for himself. But if he's a man, and men don't like praying. If the two of you don't take cover in God through prayer, we would have to cut his life short.
You know what? I think this is all nonsense.
Hey.
This is all nonsense. And I don't believe in any of this nonsense. Now, if you want to kill your son with witchcraft, go ahead. Kill him. But don't make it any responsibility of mine to protect him from you, his mother. And all of this better be a dream. What is this?
My time is up. You're searching for me. I need to get back before they wonder where I've been. You, before I leave, let me leave you a sign so you don't dismiss this as a dream. You lost a teddy bear 2 years ago when you came to Ghana. You will find it in the soup.
Prayer meeting. And neither did any of the pastors know of any plan for my son. And that is a very big blasphemy against the Church of Christ and the Spirit of God. Matthew 12, verse 31.
Amen.
How about, hello, long time no see.
Esther.
Hi, Professor Danso.
Esther. Esther. You are in a wheelchair.
How very observant of you to notice that I'm in a wheelchair. Well done, Dad.
Esther, I mean, what's happened to you? Why are you in that?
Yes.
Well, I was drunk driving and I had an accident.
Oh.
It left me paralyzed from waist down.
Oh. Was the accident serious?
No, Dad. It wasn't serious at all. It just totally wrecked the car and left me paralyzed waist down. Not a serious accident at all.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Esther. John.
Yes.
I think I asked a stupid question.
Oh, no. It wasn't stupid at all. It was just a mixture of idiotic, stupidity, and ignorance. Not stupid at all.
John.
Yes.
This is our studio. And hey. You are welcome back from the commercial break. Look, the sleeping man over here is Mohammed, our technician. Mohammed, that is KSM, our new presenter.
Yes, I will leave you.
Well, Effie, I don't feel under. Maybe I drink, but I don't feel under at all. Hey, Effie.
Fifi.
Yes? Where are you going?
Fifi, what is this?
My hanky.
Fifi!
What?
What is this? Hey! Fifi! Fifi!
Did you put this in my pocket?
Does this look like something I wear? Did I put this in your pocket, Fifi?
Baby, slow down. It's hard to let go.
Fifi!
The music, the memory, and all the loving.
This one is for China. Speaking China. Oh, the right cat.
Wow, I feel good. I know that I would now. I feel good. I know that I would now. So good, so good. I got you. So good, so good. I got you. Wow. Good morning, Vic.
As for you, look at how you are dressed. Everyone will think you are the CEO, and yet you're a mere driver.
Who? Driving is not me. As the driver of this company, I'm the most important person here. Because I hold everybody's life in my hands when they sit in my car. Besides, as the driver of this radio station, I'm the most visible about the station in town. So I must dress to reflect the image and the branding of the station. Do you understand? Or would you like me to explain further with diagrams and illustrations?
Oh, go away with your two-known.
Typical. You see a Ghanaian. When a Ghanaian doesn't know, and you are trying to teach or educate him or her, they call you to know. Ignorant Vic. I keep my knowledge to myself. Is the boss in?
He's in his office, Dennis the Menace.
Oh, no. Not Dennis the Menace. Dennis, the original, Mr. Smooth.
Oh, go away. Get out.
I will see you soon. Vicky. Good morning, boss.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Oh, I passed by the brewery to pick up the check.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
But I didn't ask you to.
Oh, boss. You don't have to ask me to do certain things. When it needs to be done, I am your man.
This is unbelievable. Look, I have been chasing this check for 3 weeks, and you passed it, they just issued it to you?
Oh, boss, I have my persuasive ways, so I can be very persuasive.
Look, come and sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Money.
Mr. Hene, sir, will you issue a check so I pay the station's share to the accounts department? Oh, and if you will prepare a receipt for the brief from your ad agency's receipt book and fill in your bank paying book as well, then when I go into town, I can pass by the bank, pay your share into your merchant account, and then go to the brewery, deliver their receipt.
Look, you are something else. You know that.
Thank you, sir. I just aim to please. To please.
No one should know about this, okay?
Oh, boss. This is not the first time I'm doing such a thing for you. Why? Have you heard whispers of it anywhere?
You see, that is why I like you.
Thank you, sir.
You are very discreet.
Thank you, sir.
Can you run an errand to Julie for me?
Oh, sure thing.
Good, right, okay. When you go to Merchant Bank,
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Withdraw this check for 1,000 Ghana cedis, and then go and give it to her. Tell her I'll see her soon,
Sir, the last time she said to tell you that she hasn't seen you in a long time, and that it is you she wants and not the money and the things you've been sending her. Oh, I took a message for you. She sent you a message. I wrote it down. This is what she said. I will move me on, Jimmy. I don't mind come on, Jimmy. And so near I didn't say no. Ya didn't so ye do. It is what could be a just bro. Then you walk one idea here walk. Matewa no crab bread, funny a jammy one here. And so make us actually funny ya. Funny mammy why. Funny no one in the say. Nipa one to me boy. Nipa didn't tell. I am boy, no. A young boy, yeah, and you're full stop.
Okay.
I wrote it.
So she sent you all that.
One full page.
Okay. Send her this message.
Oh.
Take notes.
I will write it.
Are you ready?
One moment, sir.
Are you ready now?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Good,
sir.
good, good. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I ever treated you second best, I guess, baby, I was blind. You are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Ready? Oh, hey, chapter 2, huh? Maybe I didn't hold you, baby, all those lonely, 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 lonely nights. I guess I never told you, baby, I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done. Oh, I guess I never took the time. You are always on my mind, baby. You are always on my mind. Okay, in conclusion, huh? Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. Give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. Keep you satisfied. Did you get that?
Sir, she sent you only one page. You
Don't worry.
5 pages. One.
I am a CEO. I do things better. Now repeat it to me.
Oh.
Hey, hey. Okay, thank you, thank you.
That is what you said.
No, we got it. You see, look, I understand what you are saying, but see, things have been stressful here. And besides, my wife is keeping me under strict surveillance. Hey, look, these days, if I am not home by 6 p.m., she comes here. And once I get home, she insists on going everywhere with me.
Oh, small trouble. Small trouble. When would you like to see Julie this evening?
You see, if I can manage it, I would like to see her at around 9 p.m. But I don't know how I'm going to get out past my wife to see Julie.
Leave that to me, sir. Leave that to me. At 8:45 p.m., prepare to go to sleep.
Go to bed at 8:45?
Yes, sir.
But that is too early. Look, besides, what has going to bed at 8:45 got to do with getting past my wife to see Julie?
I call it the setup. It's just the first phase of the plan. It will give your wife the impression you don't intend to go out anywhere.
Then what?
Sir, leave the rest to me. Just let me handle the rest.
Dennis, what are you going to do?
There'll be a fire outbreak at our backup control office. And the fire service people will insist that you leave your house and come. No.
But Dennis, we do not have a backup control room.
Exactly, exactly my point.
Okay, what if my wife insists on coming along?
Oh, I will come and collect you with a motorbike. Only one passenger allowed. She will have to wait for you to return.
So, how do you come up with these ideas? Huh?
Sir, is this your way of saying it's a deal?
It's a deal. It's a deal. Let's finish this.
Yes, Lord. Oh God, our Father in heaven. Yes, Lord. You were a single parent because you have a son but no wife. Yes, Lord. And so you can understand a single parent like me. Oh, you who endorsed drinking by turning water into vintage wine. You are a stakeholder in this prayer. Oh, yes, because Lord. My daughter has promised to sow a seed on the effectiveness of this prayer. Yes, Lord. On the effectiveness of this prayer. Lord. So this is my prayer, God. This is my prayer, God. Yes, Lord. Lord Jesus, you in your wisdom created the body of the woman and created the mind of a man and made it such that the mind of a man will never stop fascinating and desiring the body of the woman. Holy Ghost. Oh, and you gave the woman a silly heart. Yes, Lord. And put into that silly heart a similar fascination and desiring for a man. It is these two fascinations and desiring of the mind of the man for the body of the woman and the heart of the woman, God, that gave birth to what we call love. Yes, Lord. You saw it, God. You saw it, God, and you said it is good. Yes, Lord. Oh, receive your blessings, God. Receive your adoration, God. Yes, Lord. Oh, shake it, Now here is my daughter, oh God, who only yesterday was a small girl and thought that her thing was only useful for relating. Yes, Lord. Now getting ready to convert what she thought was a waste disposal facility. Oh, Holy Ghost fire. Shake that up. Holy Ghost fire.
All road, Madina, all road, Madina. Madam, Aula, all road.
Be your own DJ with MTN Music Plus. Download and install the MTN Music Plus app from Google Play Store and stream your customized playlist anytime, anywhere. MTN Music Plus. Just press play.
MTN.
MTN Mobile Money, you can take your bank with you everywhere you go. Dial *170# and follow the prompts. Connect your bank account to your mobile money wallet to load and transfer money between your wallet and your bank account. Take your bank with you everywhere you go with MTN Mobile Money.
What else you take away? I bet two, No.
Experience the new world of better money.
4G is non-stop music. It's sharing and entertainment without buffering. It's gaming with no lag and movies with full immersion. 4G is business without restrictions. It's also smarter money. It's learning beyond borders. Achievement without limits. And health for everyone. It's love, family, joy, and everything else. 4G is life. Get a 4G device today and live on the next level. MTN 4G. Hello, future.
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Hello. It's another Friday, and we are happy to be together again. I'd like to thank you for making the time and the investment in data to join me for Encore today. If you are watching us, we do this every Friday at 12:30 GMT, and I hope that from now on you would make it part of your schedule every Friday. I would also advise that you send a message to other friends, invite them to share and to like our page and to participate in this. My name is James Ebohwite. Everyone calls me Uncle Ebohwite. I am the CEO of Roverman Productions, but for this occasion, for this platform, I represent someone who is keen on helping you become your best self. July is a special month for me. I was born in July, I married in July. And so this year, for July, and on this platform, I've taken you on a journey of my own, a journey in marriage, how a 29-year-old young, clueless man has become the 63-year-old man whom you are listening to right now. And so as a way of marking this special month for me, I decided that I would open my life up to you. I would open my relationship up to you, and then we'll talk about real stuff concerning me. So this month, the joke is really on me. So today, I'll be talking about how my wife saved our marriage. How my wife saved our marriage. And I'm sharing that with you so that there are lessons there that can help you also save your own marriage when you hit a rough patch. So we'll take a little break and come back. And then when we come back, I'm seeing something. Joel, MTN, is he married or he's going to get married? He's married. He's married. Congratulations, Joel. How many hearts did you break? I'm sure there were a lot of young ladies at the wedding crying. Well, I wish you all the best. But we'll be back, and then I'll give you my presentation.
Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational, attitude, values, faith, soul-inspiring content, value for money. New Look, the magazine that reports on our values, attitudes, and faith for discerning people. Rover Report Monthly Magazine. Get your copies from all Shell shops, Total shops, and the supermarket near you. Or call 0302-231188 for subscription.
MTN Mobile Money, you can take your bank with you everywhere you go. Dial *170# and follow the prompts. Connect your bank account to your mobile money wallet to load and transfer money between your wallet and your bank account. Take your bank with you everywhere you go with MTN Mobile Money.
One actually take away. I bet two, no.
Experience the new world of better money.
Hello, thank you for staying with us, and we are back. Before I go on to my presentation, I will need to acknowledge 3 people. We decided this today that the first 3 people to have logged on will receive a reward. So the following people were identified as the first 3. Matilda Breakrine, and then Mami Amma KUNYO, so, and then Hannah Tre. These are the first 3 to come on board. We are grateful to you. you've just won yourself copies of my book. So you'll get in touch, use the WhatsApp number that you see on the screen, and then would deliver. At the beginning of this month, when I decided to open my life up to you, and to especially open my marriage to you, I began by saying that I married my wife when I was still in love with someone else. I'm sure you'll be asking, why would you do a stupid thing like that? Well, I did it for two reasons. One, I was too naive to understand that you can't turn on and shut off love just like that. And two, Florence and I were very good friends. We got on very well. We had quite a good chemistry. So I was very sure that we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And for 3 years, we were indeed very fine. The first 3 years of my marriage were terrific. They were terrific. And then in the third year, I hit a crisis. I discovered in the third year that the basis on which I had broken off the previous relationship was false. I discovered that I had been fed with the wrong information, and I had acted on that information in anger. And that threw me into a very serious crisis. I began to be haunted by the what-if monster. What if I had cross-checked the information I had been given? What if I hadn't broken off the relationship? What if I had married the other woman apart, instead of the one I was married to? Now, as I kept dwelling on that, I became resentful in my marriage. I was gradually checking out of the marriage emotionally and shutting off completely. And of course, that hurt my wife deeply. And because of that, we had frequent misunderstandings. And then we'll sit up, spend a long time trying to get some understanding and come to some accommodation, and then we'll go on like that. Then one day, in the middle of one of our issues, my wife looks me straight in the face and says, Ebo, I know you think you made a mistake marrying me, but I want you to know that I did not make a mistake marrying you. You think you made a mistake marrying me. I know I did not make a mistake marrying you. Now, that statement made me stop to think. She was right. I was sure I had made a mistake in marrying her, but why should she be punished for the mistake I had made? Why was I punishing her for my mistake? My mind also went to our courtship days. I knew I had given her reason to love and trust me because I had convinced her that I loved her. How do I turn around now and say that it was all wrong, that all that I had said and done during the courtship was a mistake? I also remembered my wedding vows. I did not vow, I take thee as my lawfully wedded wife, even though I don't love you. No, I vowed, I take thee as my lawfully wedded wife, to love and to hold, to cherish, until death do us part. Not until realization of a mistake do us part. I then realized that I will never be a man worthy of respect until I lived up to my vows. I could never ask another person to trust me if I did not fulfill my vows to my wife. That statement from my wife then compelled me to become the kind of husband she needed, and the kind of husband I also needed to be. Was it easy? Oh, of course not. But I told myself that I did not have any other choice. I either honored my vows to her, or I was not a man anyone should take seriously. And that is how my wife saved our marriage, with her words, her gentle words. And with those words, she called out the best in me. But it was not just the words. It was the spirit behind the words. In the words and the spirit behind the words, she had evoked a powerful tool. She had evoked a powerful tool. She had made herself vulnerable before me and had discovered the power in being vulnerable. Making yourself vulnerable is a powerful tool we all need to learn. I know that society teaches us not to show our vulnerability. Society teaches us to pretend we are not hurt even when we are hurt. Society teaches us to pretend we are not afraid even when we are afraid. Society teaches us to pretend we are not insecure even when insecurity is making us lose our minds. So we act tough and strong and deny what we are feeling instead of letting our true feelings come through. We need to unlearn all that. There is power in being vulnerable. If you learn to show your vulnerability at the right time to the right person, you call forth the best in that person. You disarm any weapons fashioned against you, and you then evoke the power that brings victory. So, next time you feel that you are losing your man, for instance, don't act as if you don't care. Gather the courage to tell him, my dear, I feel that I'm losing you and it is killing me. If he's a good person, he will respond to your vulnerable side with decency and with honor. Instead, what do we see? A lady feeling that she's losing her man goes on the offensive. So she will say things like, you can go if you want to go. Do you think that if you leave me, I will die or I will cry? Do you know how many men are dying to have me? That is not vulnerability speaking. That is insincerity and insecurity speaking out of fear. That is fear speaking tough, but feeling devastated. This kind of false toughness does not solve anything. It brings further alienation. But if the same person found the grace to be vulnerable, the outcome would be completely different. My wife saved our marriage by allowing herself to be vulnerable before me. She showed me that I had the power to destroy her, that it is a power she didn't want to take away from me, but she was trusting me to use that power responsibly. And because she was expecting me to be responsible, I became responsible. That moment when my wife made that statement is a turning point in our marriage. From that point on, I have tried to be the husband I need to be. And the victory came because a woman had the courage to be vulnerable before her husband. Once again, I affirm that I did not marry who I wanted, but I believe I married who I needed to marry. I want to thank you for staying with me through this series. I hope by now you know that the man speaking to you is not a perfect man. It's a man who can tell you that his marriage and he himself are work in progress. So if you are also work in progress, why don't we build a community and help each other become the best that we can be? Now, I bring this series of opening up my life to you to an end now. God willing, from next Friday, I'll begin another series. It is called Common Sense Marriage. In this series, we are going to look at very simple, common sense ways in which you can make your relationship flourish and blossom. I would like to thank you for your attention. I hope you stay on. I'm ready now for your questions. So can we go with the questions? Let's go straight to the questions.
Okay, good afternoon, Uncle Ebo White. It's always good to have you in MTN House. Okay, so listeners are being reminded that more content are available on MTN Play. So they should visit mtnplay.com.gh and be inspired by Uncle Ebo White. Also, they can send their questions for this session on MTN Ghana Facebook fan page, and Uncle Ebo will address them. Okay, so Uncle Ebo, you're talking about common sense in marriage from next week onwards.
Yes.
Whoa, we can't wait to have that. You mentioned that a woman had the courage to be vulnerable before her husband, and that is what has kept you going.
Yes.
Do you think that this should be watched out in a relationship that hasn't led to marriage yet?
Yes, I think that the power, and that's the focus of my presentation, the power of being vulnerable, or vulnerability. We are taught to cover our vulnerability. So even when we are scared, we act very strong and tough, and yet we are dying inside. But when you are vulnerable with somebody, so that, for instance, you feel insecure, you talk about it, instead of acting as if, I don't care, I don't need you. If you want to go, you can go. No, you know you don't want to lose that person. So why don't you say something different so that your relationship can be secured?
Okay, thank you for that. Amesu Esinam Louisa says, thanks for opening up your marriage to us to learn from.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy you could learn. The point is for you to understand that this man is still work in progress, and also to encourage you to make the effort to work on your issues as well and not give up. We give up too easily in our relationships. Let's not give up that easily, because there is victory in relationships.
Uncle, what is the one thing that helps marriages to be sustained over a lifetime? That's from Gladys Asante.
Okay, I think today what I've just shared is one, being vulnerable, having the courage to be vulnerable before each other. You know, there's a portion in the Bible when it talks about Adam and Eve, and he said they were naked before each other and they were not ashamed. That's the level of vulnerability that brings victory and that overcomes all kinds of issues in relationships. Daring to be naked before each other and not being ashamed about it, and not being made to feel ashamed either.
Okay, Uncle, Araba wants to know, what if your vulnerability is being taken for granted?
Then you are relating to the wrong person. Remember what I said, if the person is a decent person, it would by all means bring the best out of him. And don't worry about that. I think that I'm not too sure, Araba, if you have tried it. You try it. Don't just sit back and say, no, I can't do it. You try it. You know why we love children? We love children because they are vulnerable. That's it. You know why you love your dog? Because your dog is vulnerable. Makes itself vulnerable to you. Vulnerability is powerful. Let's give it a try. We've been taught to be tough and to hide and to wear a mask. I'm advocating something very different today. So let's give it a try instead of just shooting it down.
Uncle Elhana Forson says, Uncle, you are speaking right to me. I have been a strong woman, and I fear to show how I truly feel, especially to the opposite sex. And it has cost me so much, but I always feel I don't have to be vulnerable to get what I deserve. And I am in such a position now.
I'd like to thank you for being vulnerable. You know, this is what we're talking about. You've just been vulnerable. You've just made yourself vulnerable to all of us. And I hope you find in that liberation. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed to be vulnerable. Don't be ashamed. For instance, if you are hurt and you want to cry, don't be ashamed of it at all. Don't be ashamed that you loved and it didn't work. It's part of our human existence that not all our love relationships would work. Don't be ashamed to admit that, you know, I have a crush on this person. Don't be ashamed of that. So it's a new thing we need to learn, because it runs counter to everything we've been taught. And we need to learn something. You know the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We've tried the toughness. Give vulnerability a try. And let's see.
Okay, we have a question from an anonymous person. It says, what do you do if sometimes act like a woman. He can hold on to grudges like no one's business. Am I dating a woman in a man's body? He can watch a movie and start crying. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. I'm wondering if this is something I can talk to him about. He's someone who also gets easily offended. What do I do?
Oh. You know there's something called transgender, right? No, don't take it serious about that. That was... have a chat with him. Have a chat with him. Find out what is his background. Who raised him? Who raised him? One of the prizes we pay in society when boys are raised by women is this one. And so you find out. Don't judge him. Don't judge him from his reactions. Try to understand him. How was he raised? In what home was he raised? Who raised him? In all probability, it's likely to be the grandmother or or another woman. He hasn't quite learned how a man ought to behave yet. Are you the one to teach him? I'm not too sure. But you either accept him for who he is, or please move on.
Uncle, Mavis Atre Mensa says, thanks, Uncle. I now have the courage to display my vulnerability. And I think the most common response today is, Everybody's just sending a lot of But Miss Awe says, this is a really tough one for me. How do I let go and just be vulnerable?
Yeah. It will be a journey for you. It will be, you just have to try and do it. Just risk it. So whenever you want to cover exactly how you're feeling, have the liberty to talk about exactly how you feel. Don't attack anybody. When you are hurt, don't go on the offensive. When you are hurt, acknowledge. You know, what you said has just broken my heart. What you said has just offended me. Instead of coming out hard against that person, then a full-blown war erupts over a statement that could have been diffused by you admitting and saying that, you know, what you just said has hurt me. If he's a decent person, he will stop hurting you because you would have called out to the noble in him.
Okay, we have another anonymous question. He says, okay, I think it's a lady. I am engaged to someone in Ghana. I live in Saudi. I told him I will be arriving in Ghana for us to get married, but I had to change dates because I want to perform Hajj. Now he's threatening that if I don't come earlier, he'll marry someone else. Please help.
Oh, this man too. Why? Why? He should join you for the Hajj. Why? No, I think he's not right to. Unless maybe in the past you've shown an unwillingness to calm down. And so he takes this one as another excuse to not to calm down. But talk to him, boss him small. Just be sweet to him, and in a sweet way, let him. Because I think the Hajj is important for you. So you do it before you come. But try and see. Oh, use other people. Go through other people, family, to talk to him and to let him know, look, as soon as I finish, I am coming down as Hajia. He doesn't want to marry a Hajia. I don't quite understand that. Okay.
He says, if only people could see beyond that strength we show.
Yeah.
And Anita Tete says, Uncle, most men hate vulnerable women, so we tend to live a lie. How do we change that?
No, most men hate a clingy woman, a needy woman. That's not what I'm talking about here. A needy woman is somebody who is always want to be with you, wants to be everywhere, wants to know where you are. No, I'm not recommending that. I'm recommending vulnerability. It takes courage to be that. I'm not advocating you being hiding behind your man to stop growing. I don't think that helps anybody.
Okay, so we have Another question from Nitete. He says, being vulnerable is being weak. How do you manage that?
I don't agree with you. I have just told you, being vulnerable is being powerful. So it is not being weak. And that is why many of us don't like to be vulnerable. We haven't even tried it because remember what I said. The society teaches us not to be vulnerable. But we've been taught wrong. It's the same thing that society have always taught men, and because of that, we are all dying quickly and leaving our wives behind. So, no, I have tested it, and I can tell you, being vulnerable is not weakness. The weak person cannot be vulnerable.
Uncle George Pomone says, Uncle, thanks very much for all you've been added to our lives. My girlfriend is always on the attacking side, and I'm not comfortable about that at all. What should I do?
Try to tell her exactly how you feel about her being, about she being on the attacking side. For all you know, she doesn't know any better. That must be a very insecure person. Your girlfriend is not confident of herself, because the more confident she gets of herself and of the relationship, you would find the less attacking she would do. So have a chat with her. Don't attack her. Don't let her feel you're attacking her. And don't return fire for fire. It doesn't help with a person like this, because she will not back off. You know, there are people whose insecurity is such that when they go on the attack, the only way you can stop them is when the whole place is on fire. And you don't want to do that.
Okay, Uncle, well, we have Dorothy Afo from Nestle listening.
Dorothy who?
Afo.
A-P-P-L-E.
A-F-F-U-L.
Oh, okay. Afo.
Yes.
I heard Apple. I heard Apple. Sorry, forgive me.
Yeah, Dorothy Afo. We also have Angela Solomon listening. And Hadi Edemabeve says, thanks for the message. Okay, so we have another question. And this person says, please, I'm a very busy guy. Anytime my woman calls, I'm not able to answer her calls. I realized she was hurting, so I decided to give her days to call me. She went haywire and started accusing me of having time for my other female friends. I'm fed up of her nagging. What do I do?
Oh, boss, you too. You too. Are you in a relationship or you are not? You can't be in a relationship and expect to live as somebody who doesn't have a relationship, you know. The way relationship has responsibilities, and one of them is to stay in touch. So if at any time she calls you, you can't pick it, return the call. I think that will make her cool. You are not always busy. There are times when you are on the way to the office, so why don't you just make the call at that time? Find a way of engaging. Don't stay absent. You know, my generation, we didn't have the kind of toys you had. So we could go for days without getting in touch. In your case, you don't have an excuse. You know, in my day, I had to write a letter that would take 3 weeks to reach Florence. In your case, it's a power of the thumb. You know, it's a matter of seconds. So please, don't be an absentee boyfriend. And don't hide behind busyness. You are busy, but you have this other responsibility. Attend to it. Because I think to some extent she is right. That even though you are not engaging with her that much, when others call you, you pick, don't you? So, hey, up your game. You can do better. I am rooting for you. Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's sweep that girl off her feet, okay?
We have another question from Kobe. He says, when men show vulnerability, they call us women. Sometimes it's offensive. How do we apply wisdom in this?
Yeah, I understand what you are saying. But listen, if you're a man and you are afraid of being called a woman, then you are not a man. You're a man, non-negotiable. It doesn't matter what others call you, non-negotiable. Let me tell you a story. I used to take, because when I was in marketing, I used to take people out to lunch and dinners a lot for official business. Because in Ghana, a lot more business is done over lunch and over dinner than in the boardroom. So I'd go out there. I don't drink alcohol. And I would ask for Fanta, not Coke. And then they would go like, Mr. White, are you a woman? I said, me, that is what I want. You want things to kill your kidney. Drink them. I don't want to kill my kidney. Give me Fanta. And because I realized that I didn't need to prove to anybody that I'm a man. I am a man, full stop. If you don't see it that way, that is your problem, not mine. Whenever you feel that you have to prove that you are a man, there is something wrong.
Uncle from Akwesibuache, he says, I thought your marriage was all roses. Anyway, should one always be vulnerable in marriage, even if you have an issue to trash out about in the marriage?
Oh, it's part of the trashing out of the issues. Remember, we're trashing out issues when that statement was dropped. So, in the trashing out of the issues, let's be honest, let's be open, let's be transparent, let's be willing to be vulnerable. And you'll find that your thrashing of the issues will become easier and faster and more effective.
Okay, well, we have another question here from one beautiful lady, but she didn't add her name. Hello, Uncle. Please, what would be your advice to marrying a young man of 36 with 2 kids from 2 different women, and is also expecting a 3rd child from another woman who is his ex-girlfriend?
Is that a question?
Yes, please.
It is a question.
Says, please, what will be your advice? So she wants advice because she's in love with this man who is 36 with 2 kids from 2 different women, and is expecting a 3rd one from an ex-girlfriend.
Wait. Listen, if a girl is if he's expecting a child with a girl, that's not an ex-girlfriend. Do you understand me? So don't call her that girl ex. She'll be very, very upset. She's carrying his child. You are dealing with a womanizer, aren't you? You are dealing with a man who is yet to come to grips with his sexuality. This is a man who is making his sexual organ weapons of mass destruction. Please be careful. I think the issues are so clear. I don't know what I have to say to you.
All right, Uncle, from Efia, Uncle, thanks for the presentation today. How do you combat the fear of being vulnerable when it is a habit you have formed for many years?
We've all formed it, Efia. We all, over the period, right from school, right from primary school, we were forced to hide, showing how we feel, and to cover up. So it will not be easy, but one step at a time, one incident at a time, one occasion at a time. But pick the person and the timing carefully. It must be somebody who you trust, somebody you know has a little bit of common sense, so that he will understand that when you say, I am hurting, it is not because you don't know what to do. You just want to stop and you want it to be better.
Uncle, Hassana Berkshire, she says, I'm an Afro-American woman and I will never be vulnerable.
I don't have anything to say to you. That's your choice. But I can tell you this, you would also not be a fully happy woman.
Okay, we have another question. My girlfriend is strong-willed. She is stubborn and wants to do what she wants. Nothing can change her mind unless she has done it, most of which fail, and she comes to listen to me afterwards. When I talk, she says I am not a risk taker. Don't know what to do. Please advise.
All right. You've just described a woman. this is one of the traits. When a woman sets on something, she must do it. She must do it. Because quite often they see us men as too laid back. And we are. The Fantas have a term for men, botoho. You know, and women can't stand that. Women can't stand botoho. When something needs to be done, you know, like we put up a quarterly show at the National Theatre. And that's what happens. As soon as the advert starts running, a wife tells the husband, please get the ticket. And the man goes, oh, I'll buy it, I'll buy it, I'll buy it. And he doesn't buy it till the day of the show. They arrive at the gate of National Theatre and tickets are sold out. It is one, so those are the differences between men and women. But I think that when a woman discovers that my man is focused, my man knows how to plan and follow through with the planning, she will begin to be less aggressive and more engaging with you and more accommodating than she is now. So show her that you're a man who knows how to take action, and you are the kind of person who acts now, not later. You are not the bot to her kind.
All right, Charles Denu says, ladies hate this topic, but that's the magic that would rather let their husbands or beloveds love them. Some say being tough is a sign of intelligence, so you can't live with an intelligent lady and always expect her to be vulnerable. Thank you, Uncle Ebo.
Well, you're welcome. I'm happy that you... why do I get the impression that you are speaking from out of history, out of experience? But thank you for the words.
But Uncle Ebo, this applies to both parties, right?
It does.
Yeah, but...
No, it does.
It's been one-sided here.
No, it does. You didn't like what he said. Oh. No, it does. It does. I think the reason why my wife could be vulnerable before me is that she has seen me being vulnerable before her as well. So when she had to make that admission, she didn't have any sense of threat about it at all. Yes, so you are right. It goes both ways. Yes, Antoine.
Uncle.
Okay, we have one question here. Uncle, I noticed I am short-tempered, and my girlfriend knows this. I think she's realized it's my weakness. So anytime there's an argument, she insults me. I remain quiet, but it hurts deeply. Should I remain quiet?
Yes, remain quiet. Remain quiet and control yourself. You know, you remember last week I was talking about marriage being a school. Love relationships are a school. So your girlfriend is helping you to become a better person, to better manage your temper. So let her keep provoking you, and you continue to control yourself. And before you realize, you've overcome your short temper, and that will be a wonderful day. So don't throw tantrums. Just keep it in.
All right, Uncle. Mrs. Gifty Rachel Amatefu. She says, Uncle, what do you do when your wife...
I am sorry. I apologize for the monkeys in my zoo. Every now and then they get out of control.
Uncle, once again, it's Mrs. Gifty Rachel Amatefu. Uncle, what do you do when your wife is ready to talk about every fault about you, but she is not ready to accept her faults or for you to talk about her flaws? That's from Mrs. Gifty Rachel Amatefu.
All right. Mrs. Amatefu, do you have a wife?
Yes! 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 She's talking for herself.
That's a knockout question.
Well, Gift, good afternoon. What's my son doing to you? What exactly do you want to say for my son? Because I would have expected my son to rather be the one to table this question and not you. Or are you preempting?
She's confessing, I think.
No, she didn't. It didn't sound like confession. But Is there a mic in the house for that we can give to Ronnie?
Yes.
Oh, no. Ronnie. Viewers, I'm going to do something unusual. The lady who asked the question, Gifty, the husband happens to be one of my adopted sons, and he happens to be with me in here. So let's have a little fun at his expense. Ronnie, you heard the question your wife tabled.
Yes, Uncle.
Your reaction, please.
Oh, I don't know whether she asked for my for someone else, but.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Gifty, the man is speechless. He is speechless. We'll move on. But Gifty has also tabled a very serious issue. The issue of one person not being willing to admit or to accept his or her faults, but at the same time wanting to point yours out to you all the time. It happens when you find somebody who is not ready to admit the fault. That is somebody who is still a baby. He is afraid to admit that I did wrong because he fears the consequences. You've got to create an environment where he can grow or she can grow to understand that, look, there will be no consequences. The reason why we're talking about this is so we can all get better. So don't hide, don't justify, don't go on the defensive. Let's all get better and let us all grow.
Okay, we have a question from Mami. She says, Uncle, will you equate sexually weak to being vulnerable?
Come again?
Uncle, will you equate being sexually weak to being vulnerable?
I don't understand what being sexually weak means. Is that the person is not it's not a good person in bed or what? It's not quite clear. I don't want to presume. So come back again and clarify the question, and then I would answer it. So look out for her. If she comes back again, let's take her.
Okay. So we have another one from Joe. It will be nice to have Mrs. White on the show. It will be nice. So, Uncle Ebo, I think one of these days you should invite Mrs. White.
We've actually been on a few shows.
Oh.
We've actually been on a few shows. The thing is that my wife is a very busy woman. She's much busier than I am. Again, remember one of the things I shared with you, that a man should create a platform and the avenue for for his wife to find fulfillment in whatever brings her fulfillment. And my wife is living that kind of life. Yes, but you will love her. You will love her. And then I think on the anniversary of this platform, I'll come with her, and then you will discover what a wonderful woman God has blessed me with.
Uncle, Emnel Adjenim Boatin says, Uncle Ebo, please, I'm with this lady, and all seems to be going well with her, with her family liking me so much, especially her mother, who kept advising us to settle down as early as possible. But just as we made the step to start counseling, she has developed some form of hatred, or let me say dislike towards me. And I'm just shocked about that. But in our effort to find out why, she could not give her daughter any reason. Uncle, what should I do, please?
Wow. No, I think still try and find what is going on. Again, if you're a Ghanaian and you confront these situations, always use the family. That's why the family is there. So the mother would have a sister, would have a brother, an uncle that she will listen to. So go through them and try to find the answers that you seek. But you've got to understand why she's turned off you immediately. It cannot be for nothing. You may have done something that has offended her. It is possible that you and her daughter had some disagreement or had a fight, and you've moved on, but the doctor told her and she hasn't moved on from that. So do the homework and move on.
Okay, Uncle, we have a question from Ilolo Ami. She says, what do you do about a man who says he's not a fan of marriage when you have a child together?
He's not a fan of marriage. Yes. But he was able to have a child. Yes. That's a baby. He doesn't want responsibility. He doesn't want responsibility. So I would have liked a man like that not to do anything, not to get into anything at all. But if he's had a baby with you already, he has lost that excuse. So yeah, let's go on. Let's go on.
Winfred says, Uncle, please, I'm in a long-distance relationship, but my problem is I find it difficult to communicate with her. It's like I have nothing to talk about, but I love her so much.
Wow. You lose her. You will lose her. You can't say you love a woman and you're not communicating with her and you are not finding ways of chatting with her and then think that she would just be okay with that. No. Women love to talk, especially when you are not here. Listen, so if you don't know what to talk about, here, let me give you a few ideas. Make a mental note of everything that goes on in a day or between calls. So let's say if you called her yesterday, whatever you did between that and the time you called today, and fill her in on everything you have done. Women love that. They want to know what happened to you. That is why when a woman asks, how was your day? Fine is not an answer. Fine is you avoiding the question. How was your day? Answer it like she would answer. How was your day? It began this morning. Oh. And then when I woke up, the lights were not on, the tap was not running, and so I was late, and I wanted a taxi, and the taxi driver was, that kind of thing. So, my brother, up your game. And then when you've done that, ask her also, how was your day? How did this one go? Make a note of everything she's told you. So if she told you she was going to the hospital, the next call, be the first to ask her, oh, by the way, how did it go at the hospital? Were you given medication? Have you been able to buy the medication? How are you feeling now? So don't give me the excuse that I don't know what to talk about. There's plenty to talk about, okay? If you're in Europe, talk about the weather. If you're in the US, talk about Donald Trump.
Okay, so we have a question from Naya Dapo. She says, hello, Uncle. My boyfriend and I are actually in a situation where he cheated on me and later told me the truth. But he's asking me to give him some time to break off from that lady. I gave him a month to do so, but he claims there wouldn't be much texting and calling between the both of us. What should I do?
There won't be texting between the two of you?
Yes, and calling.
No, he and the wife or he and the woman he cheated with?
And this is a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
Oh, so boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
Between the immediate and the past, or let's say the ex-to-be.
All right, listen. And for all young people who are courting, begin to bring mature people into your relationships who would hold both of you accountable so that you don't just do what you want to do when you want to do and when you feel it. There must be accountability. There must be somebody who can call him to book. Somebody who can ask him, so what is going on? And what are your plans? So bring somebody in. Let's a third party who is older and mature come into the relationship and help the two of you navigate your way through this mess. Because it is a mess.
Uncle, Zakia says, Uncle, please, what advice do you have for men who always tell their mothers everything bad in their relationship?
Oh, they should grow up. Grow up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, there's a reason why you shouldn't do that. Let's say you have a fight with your wife today. You call your mother and you tell her. Your mother is still fighting that battle for you. This evening, you make up with your wife. your mother is still angry because of what you said. No. I think you should be a little bit more mature. It isn't everything that we take out of the marriage. I don't believe in a situation where we say, don't ever bring anybody from outside. I don't believe in that. But I also don't think that calling mom every day and telling mom, your wife did not allow you to touch her today. Your wife did not cook today. Your wife burnt the toast today. Those are not, that's the work of, that's a child, not a mature person who is married.
Okay, we have one lengthy question here. I think the person needs your advice, Uncle. He says, hello, Uncle. I've been married for 4 years now with 2 kids. One is 2 years and the second 9-month-old. I've always thought of my husband as an angel until last year March when I was pregnant with my second child. I discovered he is a big-time womanizer. I caught him several times, and each time he says he doesn't know what is wrong with him. I want to report him to his boss, whom he respects so much, but I'm also afraid it might affect his work. He says I shouldn't tell anyone and that he will change. His job involves traveling to Eastern Africa, and I just discovered from one of his girlfriends that he doesn't even like to use condoms. This has made me very scared for my life and that of my kids. Please, I want to leave the marriage since I don't see any change from his side. Kindly advise.
So far, you've tried to deal with this by yourself. His parents are alive. Your parents are alive. Bring them in. Let the 2 families confront him and hold him accountable. But his boss, no. His boss doesn't need to know about this. If both of you are members of the church, bring the pastor, the leadership of the church in, the pastor or some deacon in. He will need some help. He will need people to confront him and to challenge him to be his best self. So bring in those people and let there be a structure that enforces, that helps him to live up to expectation.
After this person is outside the country.
With the husband?
Yes, please.
Oh, all right. So if they are part of a church, then they should bring in the church members. Otherwise, even those who are outside the countries, quite often they have a community they belong to. Within that community, if there's any mature person in there, see if that person can come in. Oh, but outside the country, especially if it's in Europe or North America.
Switzerland.
Oh, they have counselors.
That's the country code.
They have professional counselors. Go to one of the counselors and let them help you.
All right, Uncle. Derek has a feedback. Derek says, I don't agree with your answer to the lady whose boyfriend cries when watching movies. The fact that you were nurtured by a mother or a woman does not make you a woman. I was raised by my single mother and aunties, and my wife and children look up to me.
Hold on. Derek, I didn't say when a woman raises you, you become a woman. I was raised by my mother. So that's not what I said. But I did say that there's a price we all pay when we are raised by a woman alone. The ideal thing for a man is to, or for any child, is to be raised by both man and woman. And for a man, it is advisable to be raised more predominantly by a man. If not, there is always a price to pay. There is always a certain defect in your makeup, in your character makeup. You can deny it if you want to, but that is a fact.
Okay, we have on him. He says, these are words of wisdom. Thank you, Uncle Ebo. And we have a question from Umboline. He says, Uncle, what will be your advice on long-distance relationships?
I don't think it will help you. Long-distance relationships are not. They always too much wahala. Too much wahala. So the two of you would have to be aware of the need, because you see, I go abroad, I get new influences, exposure. I'm not the same person who left. So you must understand that. I come back, you have also stayed here, you're also not the same person I left. Can we understand that and understand that we are two different people now, seeing, can we reconnect again? If you don't, and you think you can take off from where you left off, you'll be badly mistaken.
Well, Uncle, following from that, a WhatsApp message. Hello, Uncle. I met this gentleman on one of the social media networks who is based in Europe. He came for vacation in Ghana, and we met last year, and one thing led to another. We had sex, and he seemed very gentle and speaks politely and treats me with a lot of respect. So I began liking him. He left to Europe promising to stay in touch, but that was not effective. But as I am always the one keeping in touch, anytime I text, he tells me he's either working or returning from a trip. So I always give him that space. To cut the long story short, he came down this year. We also hung out on several occasions. He left, and the same thing is repeating with no communication. Uncle, tell me what you think about this situation. I like this gentleman, but I'm thinking of...
You don't have a relationship. Stop deceiving yourself. You know, you become like... there is this thing. Along the Kumasi-Accra road, every driver has a favorite chop bar that he visits. He stops over on his way to his destination. That is not where he normally is. That's what you become for him. You become the person who gives him sexual comfort when he's in Ghana. And then when he goes back, he forgets you until the next time he comes here. So please, don't throw your life away. I'm not too sure very much will come out of this.
Okay, Uncle. One lady wants to know, what do you do if your boyfriend breaks up with you because you refuse to quit on something you believe in, and you refuse to cut off a harmless friend? And particularly when he also has the same type of friend of the opposite sex but refuses to cut her off.
I think the two of you should have had a conversation. Understand the situation that you are alluding to. The problem with being friends with the opposite sex when you are in a relationship is a tricky one. You are saying it is harmless. But is it? You may think it is harmless. Have you found out what is inside that person's mind and why that person is staying close? So, and also the challenge then is he doesn't want to shut off his friendship with the opposite sex, but he wants you to, which is not fair. So I can understand that. But let's understand that keeping very close relationship with the opposite sex when you are in a relationship puts pressure on your relationship. And you've got to understand that if your partner is not happy with it, you may have to review the situation. But even as you review it, he must also review his situation so that we all know we are not doing this kind of thing at all.
Please, my boyfriend loves pampering, and that does not come easily to me. But I am working on it. I'm wondering if you have any advice or some tips for me.
No, I think you are all right when you say you are working on it. So just keep working on it, and I think you'll be fine. I hope he also pampers you. It would not be fair if he loves pampering, but he doesn't also major in pampering himself.
Okay, well, this person wants tips as well. So
he wants what?
Tips.
Tips?
Yes.
Yeah, the pampering one?
Yes.
The pampering. How do you pamper a man? How do you pamper a man? All right. She said she was working on it, so let's leave her to continue working on it. She'll be fine. Remember, there is something called love language. Find out what love language is. For some people, love language is quality time. For others, it is service. For others, it is gifts. So find out what his love language is and do that a little bit more. Be more sensitive to his body language and to his emotional state. And then, but every now and then, give him a little bit more space. Listen, men are low maintenance in a relationship. We don't ask for much. And if he's asking for too much, we may have to take off his trousers and just do a little inspection. Maybe he may not be a man.
Uncle, I have a response from the lady from Switzerland, but before that, kindly address this question. Uncle, I love my husband very much, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
He does things that make me not like him,
yes.
But I deeply care about him. Please help.
Unfortunately, that is a very common situation. A lot of women love their husbands, but they don't like the things they do. They don't like the fact that they don't speak to them gently. They don't like the fact that they don't hold themselves accountable. They don't like the fact that they don't even they don't keep up their personal hygiene and all that. So it is a real challenge. Have a chat with him, and in that chat, tell him, you know something, I love you, but I don't like you. And I'm asking you to do it because a friend of mine in the U.S., that is what woke him up. His wife told him, you know, I love you, but I don't like you. And from that day on, he resolved to become the man whom his wife would like as well. And I think they are having a good time. So let your husband know that about this. Let's take on the Switzerland thing because I think we are running, our time is gone.
So she says, Uncle, the problem is that the Ghanaian community is like a small gossip town. You tell one person something and the next day everybody knows
everywhere
about your story. With regards to counseling, I have tried several times, but he refused. Wow. This place is such that all the Ghanaian people happen to be colleagues as well.
Yes.
From his family side, I really don't see anyone who can stand up to him since he's the breadwinner. The dad he respects is dead. My dad is also dead, but I'm afraid to tell my mom since she would just hate him.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just feel like packing out. What kills me now is the fact that I just realized he has started communicating with his ex in school, who he claimed cheated on him with a married man, but claims they are friends now. Also, they refer to each other as they did when they were dating. Is that right?
No, of course it's not right. It's not right. And my heart goes out to you. Your situation is not the best. And I am saddened that you're having to go through this. Because I am sure you are a very hardworking person, very, very resourceful. I am sure, knowing how the Ghanaian community works out there, I'm sure you've helped him in many, many ways, that he is who he is today because of your help. And so I am very, very sad and sorry that he's treating you this way. You are out there, there doesn't seem to be any measures, but I would advise that you pray about it, and whatever seems right for you to do, please do it. Just remember that you don't kill yourself and die for him. You are important. Make sure you protect yourself, especially since I'm sure now you are all that your mother has. All right, I think we're done. Time is gone. So I'd like to thank you very much for staying with me. I'd like to thank you for the investment of time and data, and also of input of the questions you've asked. If there's anyone out there who maybe in my answering a question I have offended, forgive me. This man is work in progress. But next time I hope we will get better and give better answers. See you next week, Thursday. I'd like to thank MTN for opening their doors to us. Every last Friday of the month, this program comes to you at the beautiful edifice of MTN. I'd like to thank all the staff of MTN who receive us so well and who make it possible. So, until next Friday. Oh, no, I did. I said a book. You've Matilda, Mamiama, Hannah, Tre. For being the first three to tune in, you've won yourself copies of my novel. So I think you'll get, they call the number, and then we would arrange for you to have it. So until we meet again next Friday, may God keep and sustain you. Especially for the women who are going through difficult times, especially this couple in Switzerland. May God intervene and bring harmony, restore harmony one more time. In all the other cases, I pray that the situation you have put out today will see a change To everybody who tuned in, thank you. God bless you. God bless your relationship. God bless your work. Stay blessed.
Madina, oh road, Madina. Madam, Aula, oh road.
Be your own DJ with MTN Music Plus. Download and install the MTN Music Plus app from Google Play Store and stream your customized playlist anytime, anywhere. MTN Music Plus. Just press play.
MTN.
But I'm also very much committed to helping you become your better self. Your better self. You see, nobody goes into a love relationship to be miserable. We go into a love relationship to make each other happy